Yo, 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 what up, though? This is your boy Big Bang coming back at you once again. How's everybody doing this morning, afternoon, or evening, into late in the night? Whenever you feel like listening to me talk to you, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your ear. I appreciate you just being a real person and a human being. I appreciate that you even felt like dealing with me. This today we're gonna be positive as much as I can before I become myself. So we're gonna start off positive. So hey, somebody loves you, you know? I got love for you, but since I don't know you, I don't love you. But I'm working on it. So I'm gonna say I got love for you. No matter who you is or what you is, I got some love for you. So today, it's actually Monday. Now I'm gonna be able to drink some water and all that stuff. I don't know if you ever heard my podcast before, or whatever, but it's two things I'm working on. Doing a podcast, no, well, it's more. It's more than two things I'm working on. That's doing a podcast, drinking while I'm doing podcast, and this chair, it squeaks. It squeaks. But I love how comfortable it is. Can I afford to get a new chair? Yes, I can. Can I drink possibly before I do these things? Maybe. But I love what I love. And I think that everybody loves what they love. Even if nobody else loves it or they have an issue with it or there's problems of some sort with other people when they look at it. It's like I'm a man, so I've had some I've had like a couple of that's my motor starting. Just a couple of women that weren't as attractive, but they treated me real good. You know what I'm saying? Like they treated me real good, but it didn't work out because um they started doing very attractive women behavior after a while and it didn't work. And that was very rude of me, even though I said I was gonna be positive. But it's the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. So here we are. So, yeah. So, yeah, you got to have a good heart, but you got to understand who you are. It's just like this, right? I'm a big fella. So, I am not at the point, even though I'm bench pressing and working out, I'm not at the point where I should be getting or walking outside or getting in the pool with my shirt off yet. Not just yet. And that's okay. Now, some people that live in a world where they talk about fat shaming or this, that, and the other, and they like, no, nigga, I live in the world of reality. Nigga, if you look disgusting in something or you ain't there yet, don't do it. Because no matter how much your friends or so called friends cheer you on, you look bad. And I see this shit all the time. I see it all the time. As soon as I go on social media, I see somebody like, oh, come on, man. Like, why? Are we, do we do things just to make people smile? But it really wants. Okay, check it. There's an outfit from this cheap name brand company I'm not going to talk about. Fashion something, right? All the clothes are cheap. This was every woman. I ain't ever shot there, even though I think they got a man section now. But when they first started, it was all about women, and all they talk about is, oh, put on this fashion, push on. You see it on all the social media stuff, right? So then there's this one outfit that's like a bodysuit. I think it is a bodysuit where Up the middle is all solid, but on the sides is sequence. You can see through it or whatever. And everybody with a booty was putting it on. The thing about it is that it don't look sexy, even if you got a ridiculous booty. It don't. It's called your body shape. Certain things just not gonna look hot, no matter how you build. It's certain bills for certain things. That's like some companies just don't make big and tall clothing because they don't want big and tall people to wear their clothing. And even though, and they're making enough money from this little person or this 5'5" guy or girl or whatever, it look their clothes look better on them. They don't want to have it on a big fella. It's certain things that people do. And if there's any clothing people out there, you need to start exploring the market of big and tall men and women. It's like we have so much money. We have so much money. Let me tell you, for some reason, it's just a blessing. But when you're a naturally big and tall person, you have to spend money on your clothes. Big and tall people cannot wear short, cheap clothes. We just can't. No matter what we try to do, we can't wear cheap ass clothes. And 9 times out of 10, well, if I don't want to give it that statistic, but nigga, you gotta get your clothes made, and that costs. So it's like from WNBA players to football, basketball players to everybody that's in the big and tall frame, or just not people that's just big and tall, that's smart. Um, in certain situations, like I got a guy that's at my one spot. I think this guy like 6'10", bro, and this dude, and I'm 6'3", and this guy is a genius, but it's hard for him to find clothes. I don't per se know the dude, but when he wear to work, I be looking like, man, he gonna have to hit that DXL up. And it feel like they're the only market in town unless you go get your stuff made. But you gotta have money. So I don't know. But if there's any clothing designers out there, stop trying to please the little person and go to the big world because DXL is dominating it and it's more out there than this stuff. And there should be more out there, more competitors or whatever out there. But anyway, back on positivity. Some things your friends got to tell you like that ain't a good look. No matter how happy a person is in that moment, that ain't a good look. And you got to be that way with your friends. If those are your friends, you got to be that way. You got to say, I know you happy you got on the latest name brand person. I know you spent money on it. I know this making you feel happy, especially with women. But you gotta say that don't look as good as I think you think it does. You gotta say that. You gotta say that. And I'm not telling women they should start working out because there's a lot of guys that like big women, but women, some of y'all starting to look like Danny DeVito's. And I'm being positive. It's too much gut and butt chicks out here. It's too much beer belly women out here right now. I don't know what's going on, but in the last 5 to 10 years, it seemed like no women, a lot more women that I'm seeing are not caring about that front pouch. Now, you ain't got to have it flat, but you should look like you drink kegs of beer and then still wear clothes like you are working out. I'm seeing too much and like, ugh, you coming off like a little man, like a little Mexican man or something. Like, what the hell, bro? Fellas, we gotta step it up too. Like I said, I'm in there. I'm in there. I done bought the stuff. I done got the stuff in my house. I'm working. I watching what I'm eating. I'm getting there. But some of y'all look like y'all ain't putting forth no effort. Absolutely no effort at all. So I want to inspire y'all today, not because it's a new year, not because not because of nothing, just positivity. Hey, let's start working on ourselves instead of keeping up with everybody else. Okay? If we work on ourselves and better ourselves, you stop caring about everybody else. And then on top of that, you become more of an asset to others that depend upon you. And that's a good thing. Living longer and being better. Well, you can't determine how long you live. That's up to God. But hey, let's just work on our health, man. Let's be the best version of ourselves we can be physically and spiritually. That started off positive, went down a little bit, depending on how you feeling about what I said. But hey, some people heard that and was like, he right. So we're gonna take the good with the bad and keep going. so so we gonna stay positive. Bang, we gonna stay positive. So another staying positive is who knows how to read and write. I'm learning that a lot of people don't know how to really read or write. And it's scary. Some people don't know how to pronunciate. It's scary. Like, um, we gotta start working on our children. We gotta start helping friends and family. And even though it might hurt feelings, if you're doing something for a good reason and you express it and you break it down to somebody, even if they don't want it, knowing that you tried is a good feeling. It gets kind of sad when you try to help people and you know it's positive and you did a self check. I always talk about doing a self check where you say, "Hey, I want to help this person. I see they doing bad. I see they enjoy doing bad, but I'm going to try my best by any means in this moment to help them. And if it goes bad, it goes bad. But you know, and God knows your true intent was to be positive and helpful. And that means a lot. So help somebody. You got some family members with some bad kids or, you know, cleanliness is not at the forefront. Let's help them, man. We could talk about people all day long, but let's start to help one another, man. I just want to help people, man. I really do. I really wake up and just really want to help somebody, man. I really want to help people all the time. All the time. I personally want to be a positive in someone's life. I always want to say something that will catch their ear to make them feel wanted, to let them express how what I said made them feel. And hopefully it was in a good light, a positive light, something that they can cherish from not only today, but to tomorrow. That's what I try to do. Now, I know sometimes I get on here and I curse and I get animated, but even then, my true intention is not about making money here. It's strictly about let's turn our lives away from wrong and start following something right. I think that's the best message I could say today is just let's turn it around. And turn around, you're gonna need to turn around a bunch of times because you'll fail. But if you fail, you learn, and once you learn, you've acquired knowledge, and when you acquire knowledge, nobody can take it from you. And that's a beautiful thing. So with that being said, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Um, Today it's April 20th, and people are discussing the playoffs and sad news sad news. Yeah, I totally it left my mind. I don't know if I was trying to block it out my mind, but it was just a sad situation where a man gunned down eight of his kids. And how can I say this? I had a friend um I graduated high school with, and he went off into the army, which he then got kicked out of it, but he also uh killed his children. So when I heard this story, it kind of brought me back to all those years ago when this major story happened in the city of Detroit. Um, a guy came and was losing his mind basically, and he lined his kids up facing the wall and just started taking them out the game. And it was such a huge thing. The newly appointed mayor at the time was a young black mayor, and he was actually ran down to the hospital. I knew both people involved. We all three of us went to school together, and those two ended up, I think, going to prom together. Like I knew him, but I didn't know. After he came back from the war, he was cool. But we kind of lost touch because he was trying to better himself, and at that time I wasn't. And next thing I know, I'm watching the news and I'm reading the newspaper, and it was a sad situation. And I tried to keep in touch with him because of course he got natural life, and I tried to keep in touch with him, but the life of the penitentiary got a hold of him, and it was like I said, I tried to touch him, to reach out to him, letters and letters over the decades, and it just didn't work. You know, it just didn't work. So I haven't stopped praying for him. Just there's no escape from where he's at right now, and he'll never get the true help he needs, and nobody can take him out that situation but God. So he's still living. He hasn't given up on living. He may have went insane a couple of times, but you know, prayer is the only thing that can save him right now is God. So we just gonna keep praying that God intervenes into his life, even though something horrible happened, and I wish it upon not even my worst enemy. But you gotta take the good with the bad and press on. But yeah, it was sad. That was a sad situation, and from there to here, kind of like reliving those moments from back then over, I think, 20 years ago, even more than 20 years ago when the death, so-called friend, my friend, he was my friend at that time. He murdered his children. Um, yeah, it was a sad situation. It's sad right now me talking about it. But we press on and we pray on and we just gonna keep going on. So if you ever know somebody that's going through something mentally or cries for help, you gotta express it, man. That's something that you can't let leave it alone. To be a positive individual, to bring someone out of a muck or a depression, you have to be there, and you have to promote positivity, and you have to promote, like I said, the good with the bad. Because truth, even though it hurts, it also brings a positive light. You can't not tell the truth and then make somebody happy. It doesn't work like that. So I always try to give it to you. That's why I'm very blunt. And I've always been blunt. It's not something that I learned. It was just my mechanic of how I discuss and talk with people. I've always been just straight up. Oh, this is how it is. This is what I'm saying. And that's what I mean. I've always been like that. And a lot of people, if they chose to be like that, it would be a great thing. Now, of course, the delivery gets wrapped up into the physical appearance and, those type of things. But I never tried to use my appearance as a means of overpowering somebody, unless it was a situation where I felt like I was being challenged. But as a man, you do those type of things. But you want to be as kind hearted and nice as you possibly can with people nowadays, because you don't know what'll make them tick, what'll make them jump and cross that line with you. You don't know. But you do have to be aware that you're not in this world by yourself. And that's another positive makeup of you're not alone. Somebody is out there that wishes to help you. But in the same breath, you're not alone to where you could do whatever you want to do or say whatever you want to say to people and not affect anyone. So that's what be a positive about. You got to be positive. You have to preach positivity. You have to move in positivity. You have to encourage in positivity. And people will get it. And they'll come to you and they will enjoy your presence and your conversation if it's truly genuine. That's why I did this. To be as upfront, close and personal as possible with people who don't hear positive or the right thing a lot in their lives. I've heard so many people tell me, dang man, nobody never taught me that. Nobody never said that to me. Parenting is on the bottom threshold of a chart of things people are should have or know. You should know to keep your house clean, keep your body clean. You should know that, hey, common sense. People know what common sense is. The thing about it is that I keep hearing the old saying, common sense ain't so common. People got common sense. They just choose not to use it. And they use it when they feel like this is the way, or the respect of the person whom they choose to use it with. If you come across a person, if you had to come across a person that was very, how can I say this? Like picture a bad neighbor, right? Or a person that doesn't fit your community, wherever you might live. And I think HOAs have a lot of this, or just people in good neighborhoods deal with this. Some people in bad neighborhoods deal with this. You got a person, they leave their trash cans out all week, or they don't cut their grass or whatever. And it's kind of like you got to actually, or you've been infused with them like, hey, you're not supposed to do this. Hey, why don't you do that? Because when you don't do that, it brings to the area. Or, hey, anything that bothers you, and sometimes it's in your control, a lot of times it's not, but yet it's kind of like the words or the phrase read the room. All the other neighbors are moving like this. You're new to the neighborhood. That person may be new to the neighborhood, or maybe you're new to the neighborhood. You got to read the room. This is what's acceptable. Well, why do I have to do? Well, use your common sense. Use your common sense. And in time, people get it. Okay, over here, this is how they do. I done moved over to their neighborhood, or I've come to their office of work. You sometimes this happens in the workplace. In the workplace, you got people come in with their new ideas. You like, man, it's working for us. We've been doing this. We've been doing this way or working this way for years, and now you come in trying to change something, and it never works. It never works. Very rarely, but it never works, and we've all experienced that. People come in, well, this is how I used to do it over at such and such. Well, why aren't you still there? If you love the way that a place does something, why aren't you still over there doing it with the people that do it that way? Oh, you can't. Because the people over there that do it that way, they didn't like you either. And now you're over here with us. And now we're starting not to like you. So let's use our common sense to say, hey, the way I do it, self-check. Hit that self-checkout line in your another positive note, people. Hit that self-checkout line within yourself. Scan yourself. See how much you weigh. See how much you weigh. Because what it's going to cost you is a world of trouble. And you don't want that. Nobody wants trouble at the job. Nobody wants trouble at home. But you can't live in a world and think that you're not going to have to deal with other people. It's just not. Everybody wants it on their terms. Here's another positive thought. We got to start teaching our children, and we got to get to our youth of saying, you always, a child thinks as a child, and a man thinks as a man, a woman thinks as a woman. Children always going to think you telling me what to do. It's when you mature and become an adult is that I need to understand this game. This is wisdom. Everything that a good parent or older sibling or somebody with authority over you is yelling at you about, it's to help your benefit. But if you stay in an immature mind state, or you stay in a childlike mind state, or you stay in a playful, what's the word I'm looking for? You stay in a mind state where you don't wish to grow, it's always gonna sound like yelling. It's always gonna sound like you getting tore down. You're not getting tore down. Somebody cares about you. And if you truly listen to them, they're telling you like, hey, what you're doing is going to lead you down a road of wrong. And if you ever dealt with a person like I have, I've dealt with many people like this that wish to stay on the road of wrong. And when people wish to stay on the road of wrong, they want to crash, they want to burn, and eventually they'll die. But still, as human beings, and depending on if you believe in God, our job is to help. And if you love, then you also want to help. So when you're dealing with a person that wishes to go down a road of wrong, you can help, you can pray for them. But if this is what they truly wish to do, they got to crash. But once they crash, you can still be the ambulance in their life. Everybody has a sickness, and everybody goes through something that hurts. But it's when they don't have an ambulance or a hospital at a home or a doctor that's a mother or father or older sibling or a grandparent, they can't heal. They can't heal. So we got to be there for our loved ones and people that we have love for. And never forget that we were once young. And even though we see what young people do and we say, I ain't never did like that. I was never like that. You may not have been like them per se, but you don't know everything that they doing. And you never will. Some people have the delusion of, I know my child. You don't know nothing. You know a little, you know what you see. You know what you've been told from others that, you know, observe your child, but you'll never know everything. Everybody that's got a parent knows that your parent don't know everything you done did. Your parents don't know when you skipped school that day and and got away with it and got your first. Now, it'll come out, as they say in the wash. It'll come out. It'll come out because circumstance. You've been vaping. You've been smoking. Oh, next time we see you, your eyes, your lips are dark. Your tongue, your eyes are more yellow. We can see it. We can see it because we've been there before. We used to throw Visine in our eyes. We used to do all the little tricks. And then the new ones you done picked up, we know. Now it's this lean. Lean is a newer drug, and it's addictive, and it's turning people into zombies and drug addicts. People take a lean, which is cough syrup, it's in the soda pop, and then getting took advantage of. You don't remember what happened to you. It's a walking date rape drug. Now your bowels are backed up. You can't do number twos. You got to go to the doctor, and they got to pull it out of you now. So if your kids is out there on that, then guess what? This is what's happening to them. You don't trust anybody in this world that you get that high around. But that's the world we living in, so we have to adapt. So yeah, positivity. That was a positive message, no matter how dark you think it might have went. If you didn't know, you know now, you're aware. Like I said, the truth is positive. And positivity is what we like to do over here at the Big Bang Radio Show. And to lighten the note up a little bit, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Be good to your race today. And be better to somebody else's tomorrow. So today, if you're black, you got to do something good to a black person. You got to. Whenever you hear this message, if you replay it, then you got to do it 2 days in a row. Whatever you're doing, you got to be good to a black person today if you black. If you white, same thing goes. If you Indian, same thing goes. But tomorrow, you got to be good to a different race. And I'm just going to start y'all out with 2 days. So that's a lot. And these are got to be, they don't have to be too big and ain't got to be too small. But if you feel like being huge, then be huge. But you got to do something. You got to do something good to somebody that's of your race. And then you got to do something good tomorrow for somebody else's race. If somebody is at work and they say, I need some help, and they from another race, and you know the help they need, I don't care how you feel about them. I don't care how bad their coffee breath is. They order whatever, say, hey, I can help you out with that. And then it might go off into something else. And you like, good night. But guess what? You did something good and you just got you, I guarantee, somebody in your corner. Now, the thing about when you help people, you realize, or at least with me, they are hooked or in cahoots with something that you needed. It don't even have to deal with work. You might help somebody and then turn around have a problem with your lawn. Then you talk to that person and say, hey, what's this? Blah 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 blah. Oh, I do gardening all the time. I can come over, take a look at it, or take a picture. You looking like, damn, I had no idea. Well, you shun them. That's why you ain't had no idea. You didn't want to deal with them. You listen to other people on the job, your clique, or whatever, this and that. They too quiet. You think they're crazy. Really, this person just want to be left alone. The person might smell bad. They might have a problem with they smell. Had an accident when they was. I got a person on my job. I got a person on my job who openly told me I did something happened when I was a kid, and my sense of smell is gone. So while everybody talk about some man, isn't it? He stank. This nigga stank. He don't know it. So what I do, I pull him to the side, not to be embarrassed. Say, hey, I remember you told me that one time. So guess what? I got this bottle of Febreze. You keep in your locker, and just once a week, hit up your items or whatever. You'll be all right. Now, I just told whoever the fuck listens to this podcast that shit. But the odds of that person, this podcast, and what the fuck was said in the dark. But it's positive. Because you might know somebody like that. All you got to do is pull that coattail to the side like, hey, hey, this, that, and the other. Oh, hey, if you're a good person, most times people don't even look at you like you trying to diss them. Or sometimes people say, oh, you trying to clown me. No. Listen to me. I'm telling you because, this was being said. So here, that's why I pulled you away from everybody. That's why I'm talking to you privately. That's why what I'm telling you will never be said again. And if you do that with people, they'll be cool. They'll have a different respect for you. Now, you may not even want their respect, but guess what? You got it anyway. Because you was being helpful and positive. Now, don't get no goddamn clown shoes on and bozo's nose and then just walk up to niggas with some fucking zest soap talk about some, hey man, you fucking stink. No, nigga. Do it the right way. Do it respectfully. Do it like you dealing with somebody that's important. Sometimes, and then people might open up to you and say, man, my bills is fucked up. Then it's like, damn, you don't know how bad somebody's going through something. And you mean to tell me they might have a gambling problem? They might have baby mama issues, court ordered, whatever they going through. But just imagine this, right? Imagine if a person comes to you or you can see that this person's going through something and you mean to tell me and you got some money where you could go to their problems. They telling you can go to the dollar store and figure it out and with $15 to $20. How you love that? You can go to the dollar store. If it's a woman or a man, you could go to the dollar store with about $20. Boom, 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 boom. Say, hey, after work, or did you drive, or where you stay at? Well, I stay over here. People that's in need of, people that's really, really in need of something, or really looking for somebody to help them but don't know how to ask, will make a way. I guarantee you. Well, I stay over here, or I get to work at this time. Hey, listen. Before we get to work, meet me at the Coney Island parking lot. Get there by 2:30. Boom. Here, take this, man. Here, take this, young lady. Here, take this, miss. What's this? Don't worry about it. I got you. Give him a bag, something, have him put in that car. Take something to the house where they stay at, give it to them. That gift of $20 that you was gonna buy weed with or something else with changed their whole world. I know the phone ringing. I told you I got a business over here I'm running. So with that being said, this Big Bang Radio, I'm gonna close it out with all this racket. Peace out, y'all. Be positive. Remember to stay positive. Be positive. I got love for you.